Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we will talk about identity and access management, and specifically, we will navigate the identity and access management dashboard. As you can see, currently I have my dashboard selected on the left hand tab. To get to this dashboard, all I have to do is to click on services and then type in IAM and choose this option, and I'll be taken to the dashboard. And once we are in the dashboard, let's explore what are all these words that we see on the dashboard, and we'll be going over each term in this lesson. I have a greeting that says welcome to identity and access management. Right below that, there is something called IAM users sign in link. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit later into the course, but for now, just understand that when you create users on your account, the users will use this link to sign in. And you can customize this link, and which we will do a little bit later. Further down, you have users. Currently 0 users. Groups, currently I have 0 groups. Customer managed policies, I have 1 currently. I have 8 roles, and I have 0 identity providers. On the lower side, you see the security status of your account, and then you can see you have 1 green check mark and 4 warning signs. I have a check mark on delete your root access keys, which is already done for me. I have warning because I have not activated the MFA on my root account. I have not created individual IAM users. I have not used groups to assign permissions, and I have not applied IAM password policy. And in the coming lesson, we will take care of all these things. On the left hand side, currently dashboard is selected, but then I also have groups, which is collection of users. Right under groups, there is users. A user is an entity that can represent a person or even a service. Under users, there is something called roles. Roles is also an entity just like users, but unlike users, roles is not for just one person. It can be assumed by many different persons or services at the same time. Policies are JSON documents that have permissions and that control access. So I could say something like allow this user to access certain S3 bucket, but deny him access to certain S3 bucket. Identity providers are external identities. So when you create users and groups, they are managed inside of AWS. But if you want to use identities that are outside of AWS to grant them access to AWS resources, you use identity providers. And identity providers can be external websites like Facebook, and it can also be Active Directory, right? Your corporate Active Directory, where there are already users and you don't want to create a whole set of new users just to use AWS. So what you can do is you can use the existing identities on your corporate Active Directory and use them to sign in to AWS. Now, account settings is things like password policies and all that. Credentials report is where you can download a report of all your accounts, users, and the status of their various credentials. Finally, encryption keys is the key management service, which is a part of identity and access management. And with the key management service, you can create and manage your encryption keys that is used to protect data on AWS. So that's the IAM Dashboard. In the next lesson, we'll be going over the individual terms that we just briefly discussed. See you in the next lesson.